All right, so we've talked about writing the correct fingers down here. Let's talk a little bit more in detail about how to play this. Now, the first thing to really be aware of is this is our lowest string, okay? And then as we work this way, we get to higher strings, okay? So as we go this way on the fretboard, we know we get higher. The other thing that we need to know is that as we go this way on the fretboard, okay, down the string, we get higher as well. So we know, in fact, that this is the lowest note, and that's what we start with, our G, okay? As we go here, that's our A. No more notes here to play, so we shift over to this string. B, C, D, E, F sharp, G, switch to the next string. And then all the way back down, okay? I will go through this in a little bit more detail with the guitar in the next video. So I like to give people the same information in a lot of different ways, and it helps people to learn it a bit better. Okay, so on the back of your blue page, here's the same scale tabbed and notated. Okay, so here are the notes that we're actually playing, and here is the tab. So this tab is connected to this note. Okay, it says 3, but wait a second. We just did this, and this is 2. Okay, so you may have remembered that this is for a finger. This information represents finger. This represents the fret. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, this one, even though we're playing with 4, is actually on 5. Hopefully that makes sense. All right, so before we get to the other video, please take a second to practice or to look at the practice tips here. These are things that I often give as correction, so it's nice to read them already to make sure that you feel really confident with this. Try to see groupings of notes on strings. So this, G, A, is played on one string. This, B, C, D, played on another string. So you want to see the groupings of notes. That's what I mean. It makes it a little easier on your eye. And that connects to this on the fretboard. So here's your first grouping, your E string. Your second grouping would be your A string. Okay? And break it down like that. It'll help you to see patterns. The bass and the A string here are the same shape. Okay? D and the G string are the same shape, and then B and E are the same shape as the first two. Okay, so you can kind of see it that on the outsides it's the 1, 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, the 1, 2, 4 shape, and then in the center two strings it's 1, 3, 4. Those little tricks help you to remember things a bit better. This is going to be a long video, but I'll go through all the tips. Try to be consistent and use correct fingers. It's really hard at first, but it pays dividends. Basically, you could play this whole scale with your thumb if you're going really slowly. Ding, 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 ding. The problem is we're trying to practice for speed, and the only way to play this really quickly is to actually get the correct fingering. Okay, so yes, you can totally fake it to start, but you won't be able to fake it when you have to play quickly like I did off the very beginning example. Okay, so next one, allow wrist stretch to move to reach fourth finger. And I'll just show you that. You do the fourth finger. A lot of people have smaller hands, so you want to make sure that you allow your wrist to move on the fretboard. Okay, so if I'm going here, okay, I have a bigger hand so I can do that, no problem. Some people have smaller hands, so to reach that pinky, they might actually have to relax their wrist and allow it to slide, and that's okay. Okay, allow your wrist to help you out a bit. Again, it's a long video. If you have to break it up, that's fine. Start at the treble note sometimes. People tend to play better ascending on the way up and descending, and then descending the way down, they don't do quite as well. Okay, so here's a really common thing, and that is people are always practicing on the way up, and then they kind of neglect practicing the way down. Okay, so they've got this. Okay, they can zoom all the way up, but then on the way down they get kind of stuck. So I'd encourage you to take some time and actually start practicing descending first, so that you're practicing. You're actually practicing going down the scale sometimes too. All right, that's it. If you want to zoom ahead to the next video, it gets right to the scale and it's just a practice.